My friend, there's something I hear all the time at my clinic. Doctor, the more fruit, the better, right? It sounds reasonable, but once you're past 60, things just aren't that simple anymore. Our bodies change, metabolism slows down, blood sugar swings more easily, the stomach and intestines get more sensitive, and our joints aren't as strong as they used to be. I remember one patient telling me, Doc, I eat fruit all day to stay healthy, but I still feel tired, and my blood sugar keeps going up and down. That was a big reminder. Not every fruit is right for older adults. Some fruits that seem harmless can actually become a burden if you eat too much of them. So today I want to take a closer look with you at this everyday habit eating fruit. But instead of just thinking about taste or eating for health, we'll figure out together which fruits should we limit and which ones should we make part of our daily routine. I'll also share a few simple eating principles so we can not only prevent disease, but live healthier, longer lives. And here's a question for you. Have you ever wondered if the fruit you eat every day is truly nourishing your body or quietly causing health problems? Let's find that answer together. When it comes to fruit, grapes are probably one of the most popular. Big, juicy, sweet clusters, easy to snack on. Some people even think grapes are the healthy dessert compared to candy. But here's the truth: for those over 60, grapes are actually a fruit you need to be careful with, maybe even limit. Think of it this way: each little grape is like a tiny sugar cube. Grapes are packed with sugar, and low in fiber. That means the sugar hits your bloodstream fast, causing a quick spike in blood sugar. If you're younger, your pancreas can handle it, but past 60, that regulation slows down. Just a bowl of grapes can send your blood sugar bouncing all over the place. I remember one of my patients, Robert, 65 years old. He came in worried, Doctor, I avoid sweets, I don't touch soda, but my blood sugar is still high. After talking it through, we found out that every night before bed, he was eating a whole bowl of grapes. He thought it was a smart choice, but in reality, that little habit was the very thing throwing his sugar out of control. And there's more. Grapes often rank among the fruits with the highest pesticide residues. Over time, those chemicals can affect your nervous system, disrupt hormones, and at our age, the body isn't so quick to repair itself anymore. That's why I often say grapes aren't the enemy, but they're not your everyday friend either. A handful once in a while is fine. But if you want fruit that truly helps your heart, your digestion, and your blood sugar, there are much smarter choices. Now let's move to the second fruit, pineapple. Pineapple is tropical, sweet, fragrant, juicy, hard to resist. But for people over 60, pineapple can cause problems you might not expect. Inside pineapple is something called bromelain. It breaks down protein, sounds good, right? Helps digestion. But with an aging stomach, lining bromelain can act like a double-edged sword. It irritates the stomach wall, leaving you with burning, cramping, or indigestion. Some of my patients told me that just a few slices of pineapple left them with heartburn the rest of the night. On top of that, pineapple is very acidic. And acid reflux and ulcers are common in older adults. Eating too much pineapple can make these worse: stomach pain, burning in the chest, even sleepless nights from acid creeping back up. I think of Linda, 70 years old. She once told me, Doctor, I eat pineapple for vitamin C, but every time my stomach hurts. Once she cut back, her symptoms got much better. It's proof that not everything rich in vitamins is right for every body, especially when your digestion is more fragile. So if you love pineapple, treat it like an occasional treat, not a daily staple. Your stomach will thank you for that. And let me ask, have you ever felt stomach pain after eating pineapple? If so, now you know why. Now the third fruit, oranges. Sweet, tangy, full of vitamin C, but not always as harmless as they seem. Oranges are high in citric acid. That acid wears down tooth enamel. And at our age, enamel is already thin, so sensitivity, toothaches, even loose teeth can happen faster. Acid also stirs up inflammation, which can make arthritis pain worse. I remember James, 72 years old. He swore by his daily glass of orange juice, but a few years later he complained, my teeth feel weak and my knees hurt more. Once he switched to gentler sources of vitamin C like strawberries or guava, he felt real improvement. And here's a danger few people know: oranges can interact with medications. Blood pressure drugs, heart meds, cholesterol meds, they can all be affected. Sometimes the medicine becomes weaker, other times it becomes too strong. I once had an older patient land in the hospital because he drank orange juice with his heart medication every morning. So no oranges aren't your enemy, but they shouldn't be your everyday best friend either, especially if you're on medication. A slice now and then is fine, but turning it into a daily ritual could end up costing you. Fourth, bananas. Sweet, but with hidden troubles. If oranges bring the sour that can harm, bananas are the perfect example of the sweet that's a little too much. Bananas are soft, easy to eat, easy to digest, cheap, and everywhere. That's why so many older adults grab them as a daily snack. But here's the thing, bananas actually have more sugar than you might think. Eating too many can push your blood sugar up fast, which is risky if you've ever dealt with diabetes or you're trying to keep your sugar under control. Think of every ripe banana as a packet of natural sugar. When you're young, your body can burn through that sugar quickly, but after 60, metabolism slows down and that sugar lingers. It can leave you feeling tired, dizzy, and over time, it makes diabetes harder to manage. And that's not the only issue. Bananas also contain tannins. These slow down your gut movement and can trigger constipation. For older adults, where digestion is already sensitive, eating lots of bananas can mean bloating and uncomfortable trips to the bathroom. Helen, one of my patients, 68 years old, used to eat 2 or 3 bananas every day for the potassium. Instead, she wound up with severe constipation that required medication. Only when she switched to apples and pears, fruits richer in soluble fiber, did her digestion finally improve. Plus, ripe bananas are sweet, yes, but they're not packed with antioxidants the way berries or citrus are. If your goal is anti-aging and cell protection, bananas just don't deliver as much. So I always tell my patients, bananas are fine as a snack, but don't make them your main fruit. One banana now and then, great, but if you want steady energy, stable blood sugar, and a happier gut, mix it up. Variety is the key. See, even the most familiar fruits like oranges and bananas can cause problems after 60. The point isn't to ban them completely, but to practice moderation and pay attention. If you notice tooth sensitivity or joint pain after orange juice or constipation after a few bananas, that's your body's way of saying it's time to change things up. Now, we've talked about grapes, pineapple, oranges, and bananas. Let's move on to number 5 and 6 on our list of mangoes and jackfruit. These are both tropical favorites, fragrant, sweet, and irresistible. But once you're past 60, they carry some hidden downsides you shouldn't ignore. Fifth, ripe mango. Sweet as honey, but not so innocent. When summer comes, many people think of golden, juicy mangoes. They're delicious, it's hard to resist. But ripe mangoes have a high glycemic index. That means even a few slices can send blood sugar soaring. For younger folks, the pancreas pumps out insulin to balance it out. But past 60, that system weakens. So a plate of mango can make your sugar spike and crash, leaving you tired, thirsty, or even dizzy. Mangoes are also considered heady. Eat too much and you might get mouth ulcers, skin breakouts, or just feel uncomfortable. Long-term, too many mangoes can overwork the liver, an organ that's already slowing down with age. I think of Michael, 66, a patient who adored mangoes. Every season he'd eat a whole one in one sitting, but he developed skin rashes and his fatty liver worsened. Only when he cut back and swapped mangoes for lower glycemic fruits like blueberries or kiwi did his liver stabilize and his skin clear up. That's why I always say enjoy mangoes as a special treat, not a daily habit. A few slices here and there, fine. But for older adults, restraint protects not just your blood sugar, but also your liver. 6, jackfruit. Fragrant, but heavy on the gut. If mango is soft and sweet, jackfruit is bold and rich. Its aroma fills a room and many people can't resist. But jackfruit is tough on digestion. It's full of starch and insoluble fiber, which can cause bloating, gas, and indigestion, especially in older adults. Younger people can process it fine. But at 60 and beyond, just a few pieces can leave you feeling stuffed, even breathless, and sometimes unable to sleep because of the discomfort. Many of my patients have shared this exact experience. Jackfruit is also high in sugar. And here's the trap: people think it's fruit, it must be fine. But one portion of jackfruit can pack as much sugar as a can of soda. For anyone with diabetes or even pre-diabetes, that's a real problem. Take Susan, 70. She loved jackfruit, a taste of her childhood. But every time she ate it, she felt bloated and her blood sugar spiked. When she cut down to just a few pieces occasionally, and chose lighter fruits like pears or peaches. Instead, her body felt much better. And remember eating jackfruit right after a meal. That just overloads your stomach. At our age, digestion needs gentleness, not a heavy challenge. So here's the truth. Fruits aren't just gifts from nature. Past 60, they can be a challenge. Mangoes and jackfruit are perfect examples, sweet tempting, but risky for blood sugar, liver, and digestion. The key isn't total avoidance, it's moderation in listening to your body. If you feel thirsty or tired after mango or bloated after jackfruit, that's your body talking. Pay attention. A slice now and then won't hurt. But making them a daily staple, that's when sweet pleasures slowly steal your health. Seventh, durian, the king of fruit, but not for everyone. Durian is often called the king of fruits. Its strong smell, rich, creamy taste, and intense sweetness makes some people absolutely love it while others can't stand it. But for those over 60, durian can be a real challenge for your health. First of all, durian is packed with both sugar and fat. That means your blood sugar can spike quickly and your liver and pancreas have to work overtime. If you already struggle with diabetes, high cholesterol, or fatty liver, just a few pieces of durian may be enough to throw your body out of balance. On top of that, durian generates a lot of internal heat. Too much of it can leave you flushed, restless, unable to sleep with mouth ulcers, or even elevated blood pressure. I once had a patient, Henry, 69 years old. He told me that after eating just half a durian, he spent the whole night tossing and turning, overheated, thirsty, unable to rest. After that, he had to say goodbye to his fruit love in order to protect his health. There's another hidden danger too. Durian mixed with alcohol or even coffee can create bad reactions for the heart, making it race and pushing blood pressure dangerously high. That's why many health experts advise older adults to absolutely avoid pairing durian with alcohol. I often tell my patients, durian is delicious, but maybe it belongs more to memory than to your present. At age 60, your health is far more precious than a few minutes of indulgence in that creamy sweetness. So now we've completed the journey through the 7 fruits to limit or avoid grapes, pineapple, oranges, bananas, ripe mangoes, jackfruit, and durian. They all share something in common. Tempting flavors, yes, but hidden risks that an aging body can't always handle well.